Hey Divine Rebels, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings here, and also Baby Magic and Witchy Pup. I keep waiting to start the video because Baby keeps making noise when I'm gonna start and going da 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 when she thinks I'm gonna start it. So it's gonna be that kind. It's gonna be that kind of show, y'all. I didn't do the cups like I did on the last tea video, but we're gonna have some of my work in progress oracle cards here from my collage deck that I have just for personal use. My Wild Starfire Oracle. You guys had really liked that last time when I did it, so here we are. Yes, we're gonna have 6 options, and this is the sweet tea video, which I really like, putting it out on a Cancer moon. Okay. honey. So what is sweet tea is gonna be the good news, okay? That sugar sweet that's spoken about you behind closed doors, because in the tea video, child, you never know what's gonna come up, and it's not supposed to be nice. And I don't know why people watch a tea video like, what's the tea on me, and then they're mad when it's something they don't like, or they're mad because they say, well, I don't agree. It's not about you, it's just about you. Right? It's other people's opinion about you. So you might not agree with this either. Sometimes people get mad when you say good things, and I'm not like that. People think I'm nice. I mean that. Capricorn. But yes, you might in fact Aries. For those Aries who like to be tough and hard, Cancer risings, you might find out that people know that you're sweet and nice. Who knows? But this is going to be the sweet tea version. So we have 6 options. One up here is the cute little dolphins over there popping with the little aqua brick in the background. Okay, dolphins. Number 2 is this Gerbera Daisy that is trying to come through the ice, melt the ice to let itself blossom. Number 3, these are fairy what are they called? They're like fairy towers, basically. They're these naturally accruing, I'm trying to say, accumulating little formations that are connected to the Fae in many cultures. Number 4 is the ones on the bottom are a little bit more formed. Those are charms, y'all. We will have charms. Baby just got some of them. We also will be doing the potluck version of drawing cards. We have tons of cards over here, mini decks. So the bottom row here is more formed, although not fully completed, as you can see with some of the options. But the wild card here, it has camels, it has somebody who's doing their own bold style, it's somebody who would be androgynous or non-binary. There's Aquarius on there, there's the desert, there's the moon at like a time of eclipse, and it says wild card. The next option right here, number 5, has Sedna on it, goddess Sedna, and it has an igloo, it has northern lights, it says fierce friends creating magic. All right, and for number 6 here, it says hear that witch child, and it's like purples and blues, someone with their head wrap and their skirt on, appears to be topless, staring out at the night sky and the moon with a cloudy reflection over the waters. And Baby Magic is singing right now with the music in the background, if you can hear it. It is Panyo, which is all about the water and a little sea creature finding her magic. Okay, so those are the options. Go ahead and pick one, and we will jump to your timestamp. All right, for those of you that chose number 1, what is the sweet tea on you? Now I am going to be drawing from the Starseed Tarot for each one, and then I'll just be diving into the big potluck bag. Okay, we'll also cast some charms on it. Y'all, I didn't have my mic on for that. I'm sorry. I'm sure you could still hear me because it picks up everything, but yes. Here we go. So for number 1, for those of you that chose the dolphins, we're going to go ahead and draw from the Starseed Tarot, and then we will go into the potluck bag and the charms bag. So what is the sweet tea on you? We have the 9 of crystals for your one here from the Starseed, and we will put this aside. Gotta turn that on. Sorry, gotta turn the computer on because that's how the phone's charging. It's saying alert, alert. All right, here we go into the potluck bag. Y'all were cracking me up. Oh my gosh, who was it that was like, I think it was Kundalini Warrior that was like, man, basically I'm paraphrasing, but like, you ill with it, you can just go in the bag, throw them down, read them like that, just bam bam. Yes. Okay, so here we go, and do it with my left hand, my receptive hand. Okay, what is the sweet tea on those who chose number 1? Ooh, okay, I'm feeling like a good little bubbly feeling. All right, one of them flew all the way down yonder. Let me get it. Okay, here are some cards for you. I'm gonna reach around deep over here too. Get something out of this everything soup. Y'all got like 3 archetype cards come out. Okay, so here we go. What is the sweet tea on y'all? We got intuition reversed. We got from the house cards the 10th house, your achievements and status of the outside world. So people are definitely gabbing, okay? What does that go, gabba? I think it's like a kid show. I've never seen it. Okay, we have the 9 of wands. 9 as in the number. Sometimes it's like 9 of wands or 9 of wands. Sexual freedom. We got the sun card. I don't know why I just y'all. But I did. Oh no, they're all in the shadow attribute, but it might turn out not so bad from the archetype card. So let's see. Y'all got the advocate reversed, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. But this is sweet tea, so we'll know what to do here. Offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Reversed. And we have escapism and a false sense of heroism. Reversed. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, you got a lot from this the Tarot Dali Oracle, or Tarot Dali Oracle, y'all. The Emperor, the 5 of Wands reversed. All right, y'all, so what I see for you, number one, so I went ahead, I've had many interruptions, I just went and put all your cards. So you also have the 2 of Swords, Bad Hombre from Loteria, the millennial version, 8 of Wands, Imhotep. We have 2 quote cards which we'll read, and I think I had said the Emperor, the 5 of Wands reversed, and Forgiveness reversed. Okay, so what's the sweet tea on you? We have I am ready to love, and your other card says don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So others really feel like you have a good command of yourself. We have the Emperor with the 10th house here, the 5 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. So basically you're like, look, nobody comes and tells me about me except for myself. Nobody pushes me to do what I don't want to do. The 9 of Pentacles here also really backs that up, and we have the Sun card. So people feel like you have such a staggering sense of self. You might have a very, very strong root chakra where you, like, if someone tried to push you over, you literally wouldn't even fall over. I remember on the promenade in California, in Santa Monica there, when I was out there in college, it was all like the rage for those like balancing bracelets or whatever that all the athletes were wearing and stuff. And so they were trying everybody, and people would, you know, stand strong with it on, and then they would, you know, easily get pushed over without it on. And they did it to me, and I was exactly the same both ways. And they were like, wow. And I was like, I hadn't realized that my root chakra at that time was strong, y'all. It was very, very strong, and I'd come through a lot. And so you have that energy. Even here, the 10th house card, we see this astronaut on the moon. It's like, it don't matter where y'all are, it doesn't matter how in your feelings you get. You guys could have an earth moon, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or an Aries moon, or even a Leo moon, and people feel like you just have such a strong sense of self that there's a part of you that's like unshakable. You might be like, oh well, haters gonna hate, like psh, oh well, like some things are just so like water off your back, and you're like so focused on knowing that you control everything in your life that has to do with you. So you're like, just, yeah, no one can tell me about me except for myself. Even when you have bad mishaps, like over here we have the bad hombre, we have you struggling with decisions and things like that. Sometimes you just have a sense of self-forgiveness, a sense of, well, learn from that, I know how to better make a decision. It's like you've gone through the fire so much that there's certain things that don't faze you, and people might be like, how are you not bothered by this? And you're like, what's the worst that's gonna, worrying about it is not gonna help anything, right? And you trust that you're gonna come through at anything, any situation. People also see you as being very liberated from not just other people's opinions and, you know, shade and even magic, I'm feeling, but they feel like you also have a sexual freedom to you, the freedom to love and connect with others, the financial freedom for a lot of you. And that you just let your intuition and your instincts do their thing. You're like, okay, you feel what you feel, you know what you know, you go with it. You shoot from the gut, you shoot from the heart space like that, but it's like your personal heart space, not like, oh, my feelings for everyone else. It's not to say that you're cold, but there is like this strong, almost rigidity in you where when it comes push to shove, you will not give up on yourself. And some people could see that as a negative, but a lot of people aren't seeing that. They're really starting, like if people in the past, they were like, would call you like, oh, you're a B word, or oh, you're just stuck up, or those kind of things. It's like people aren't seeing you that way. They're getting it now. And I do feel like you have had the past where people were like, oh, how dare you believe in yourself, oh, you think you're this, that. And now others are like, oh, like it's like your haters are becoming fans. People are starting to realize, oh, it makes sense to love yourself. Oh, okay, I see what you was doing. Like it made sense not to listen to everybody, because look where it got you. Like you're changing yourself, you're transforming yourself, you're becoming things that other people didn't think you were worthy of. You always knew you were worthy of them. And by sticking to that, and by growing yourself and sticking to your own originality, by sticking to your own guns, your own morals and things, you're starting to rise higher and higher above all the BS, all the brambles, all the barbed wire that try to keep you down. And I think that that's very astonishing to people. Like people might all of a sudden just look at you one day and are like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, when did you, get this nice haircut, this nice style, this nice car, have a business? Like, whoa, I thought you were just doing some little t-shirts on Instagram. Like, what? And it's like people just turned, and all of a sudden, like they had this role that they would keep you in, and then all of a sudden you're like this fully realized grown ass person, and they're just astonished with your growth. And all of a sudden they're like trying to put on an astronaut suit to get up to your level. Like they can't even get the oxygen up there. They can't breathe. With the limited airflow up there on the sun with you. And so people really feel like now they're feeling like you have the right to speak on what you speak on. So we have a lot of these cards reversed: the hero, the advocate, and the judge. And so people feel like, whereas before maybe or initially they feel like, oh, who do you think you are? Once they see how you live your life, once they see how you stick to your morals, and how, like, the emperor does take care of the empire, right? The emperor has to take care of all the different things. Like I said, I always say he sits on the 4 kings. So there's the business aspect with the pentacles and making sure there's food and plenty. There's the emotional aspect, making sure that people are forming relationships and content and happy, right? Because if that ain't going, he's out of there. He has to make sure the arts are going, right? And the music and stuff, that's a big part of keeping the empire going. The wands, right? Passion, activity, personal enterprise within the people that comes back and feeds into the emperor. And then there's the swords, the logics, the planning, the communication, all those kind of things. So people, once they really look at, like, damn, you really do have it all going on, you really do know what you're talking about, they feel like, oh, then they end up, instead of shading you, like, oh, you think you're a hero, oh, you think you're judge and jury, oh, you think that you're the only one out here that cares about saving the world. It's like some people come at you like that, and then they see that you're really legit and about your business. You really are out there being an advocate for others. You really are out here, trying to save the world, help people, do good things. You really do live by, a true set of morals. So when you say, hey, stop being shady to someone, you're not being a hypocrite, you're being legitimate. And so people are seeing that about you. It's like, at best, people just come to an impasse and they have to agree to live life a little bit differently than you, but they can't crap on you after a certain point, because they see that you're just a very genuine person and that you're really out here getting all these things done, right? And so again, it says you don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. You stay true to yourself, and because of that, you can be true to others. You're reliable to others. You're a resource to others. You're someone that people come to for wisdom, because we have Imhotep here, which is, he's all about like being the advisor. He was an astrologer, the sage, all that kind of stuff. And he ended up growing to become like a god of medicine, right? And so people see you as somebody, it's like you're somebody who's healed yourself, and then through healing that, you have become like the mage, you've become like the sage for a lot of people, and built yourself into like a household name that people around you feel like, I don't know, but I bet so and so would know, which is you. People also feel like you have a big heart, you're ready to receive, that you've let go of a lot of bitterness from the past, or that if they were to come and have a truthful, honest discussion with you, that you would be someone who would put down the blade and, you know, allow them to transform as well. And you would like to see somebody turn into a better version of themselves and grow up and become a strong, solid person. And so in that, you would offer or accept some kind of forgiveness and let things be water under the bridge with them. And so people really see that. Some of you have just really overcome a lot of abuse, to be honest, a lot of scarcity, maybe not having homes, physical abuse, things of that nature. And you've recovered after, you know, let's just say very, very dire circumstances or harmful circumstances. And so people just feel like you really inspire them. They're just astonished. Like, it's kind of like Oprah, right? When you hear about where she came from and all the things that happened to her when she was younger, and then you see now and everything that she's doing, right? It's kind of like that feel to a personal level, but to people close to you, it's like it is amazing for them. It is like a rock star. So I think people really admire you. They admire your career path. A lot of you have taken career paths that they're true to your spirit, but it's also something that in some way you give back, or are spiritual, or are you know, doing things for others, and people just are really into that. And I'm just reading and reading. Let me go ahead and get some charms for y'all so we can move on. I forgot we got 6 options. All right, so what's the sweet tea on you? Number 1. All right, we have, okay, so with the charms, we have the thorn rune, we have a third eye bead, we have carnelian pendant, we have one of Zora Neoma, her first little name tag, we have the goddess and the fairy both face down, we have a cone here, and we have the diadem. So people really feel, again, they feel like you are very sexually empowered, that you have command of your body and freedom. You're not somebody who is going to be you're not going to be somebody who is easily swayed or manipulated or anything like that when it comes to your body. You know what's good for your body. You have your boundaries and rules. They feel like you're somebody who's good at connecting with like animals and maybe even children with this goddess energy here, and with the fae, and like just connected. People see you as being pretty blessed. You know, they think at first they don't know what it is, and so they might be like, oh, are you, you know, it might be like, are you a charlatan or something? How are you doing so well? You know, it could be frustrating to coworkers and stuff, because you just get this blessed opportunities, or just the way you carry yourself, it seems so much easier. And then when people watch you, they see that you do have a sparkle, you do have a magic about yourself, but it's not unearned. They see that you've been through things. They see that maybe people see that you do a lot of prayers, that you do a lot of meditations, that you really communicate to the spiritual world. They see that you listen to your hunches and your intuition that they wouldn't listen to. So then it's like, well, how could they be mad? Because they would never listen to that butterfly falling on their shoulder at 3:33, you know what I mean? But you would show them like the results of that. And so people around you are just like, whoa, shoot, like I didn't believe in that fairy stuff, but she went over there and like paid respects to the fairies, and then she got that promotion. Like she told us to stop, you know, putting our cigarette butts on that little tree over there during lunch. Like it's just like stuff like that. You have a way of being like this, getting real world results, but you have favor. That's what it is. People perceive you as having favor. You're somebody who is blessed. You know, they might think that you're blessed by their gods or by your own or whoever, they don't know, but they just feel like you are blessed, and there's a oneness that you have that is really fly, that they wish that they could get more in contact with, and that is kind of seems unpronounced at first when they meet you. Some of you also have very big voices and can have very, very big laughter, as Baby's getting very loud with her Leo rising. You could be a Leo rising or moon, but people feel like you good, yeah, it's good to have a Leo rising. I do like Leo risings. I do. So people could feel like, you know, you could really be a strong voice, a voice of reason, or a voice of fun. And I think you surprise people when you do let go and get down with the get down, okay? But people see you as someone who, you like the good things in life. You're deserving of the good things in life, and you're going to get them. All right, so that's what I'm seeing for you, number one. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number two, we're going to go ahead and get into our potluck bag and see what is the sweet tea on you. What is the sweet tea on those that pick number two? What is the sweet tea on you? Oh, we got 3 goddess cards. All right, so let's go ahead and flip these over. We'll also throw down some charms. We have the 10 of Swords reversed. We have the 8 of Wands reversed. Let's see, we have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Water. We have the 2 of Swords reversed. We have la hashtag, self-consciousness reverse. Let's see, when I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. Oh my gosh, as we have all these reversals, that's hilarious. 10 of Pentacles reversed, Page of Pentacles reversed, 2 of Wands reversed, and Rock Pool healing. Okay, so these are your cards, guys. What is the sweet tea on you? What are the good things that people say behind your back, about you, etc.? Well, we have the Ace of Cups here. So people feel that you have a very sweet energy to you, that you're a very loving, kind, generous person. They feel like you will immediately go to the heart decision in things. We have that Pearl of Wisdom there in the face of the deep on that card. And the 2 of Wands reverse. To you, it's not really a question. Like, do the right thing, do the good thing, do the caring thing. We have the hashtag here, and I feel like a lot of you can be what we say called keyboard warriors, like social justice warriors. You definitely will go ahead and retweet something to help somebody, or share, you know, a story to be supportive, or, you know, even something that wasn't the best story, but it needs to get out so that there could be support for somebody who was harmed or something of that nature. You might really put your friends on, right? Share their stories, share their businesses, share their successes, and really wish for others to have a lot of abundance. A lot of you can really do some kind of advocacy when it comes to families, and then when it comes to children who don't have homes. You might volunteer for Big Brother, Big Sister kind of programs, do things for children in foster care, children who have lost parents. I'm just seeing a big thing like that for a lot of you. You might volunteer after school or do tutoring. Some of you, you just have a big connection with children who have had a hard life, and some of you might do foster care or adoption, but it's just known that you have a big heart. You might work to free migrant children, which aren't we all? If not, why? Yes, that is a hashtag free migrant children. Okay, families belong together. And so people see you with the 10 of Swords reversed when other people are, oh, that just, okay, I feel that. When other people give up, when other people are at their wits' end, when other people would say it's not worth it, it doesn't matter anymore, what's the point? You say, how could we possibly give up? Of course there's a hope, of course there's a chance. And even if you can't talk to them about it, with the 8 of Wands reversed, you might not yell at them or argue with them about it. You're just going to keep going out and doing the right thing. You're going to keep on, you know, handing out those flyers for that lost dog. You're going to keep going out, pounding the pavement, trying to see, calling representatives, trying to see how you can help, whatever is the case, right? You're going to keep fundraising, whatever it is. You're like, no. It says, when I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. You refuse to think negatively when the heart can win on something, and you just go for it. And people see that as something that's so beautiful. You have the card healing here. Yeah, and you have the 2 of Wands. So again, it's that feeling of, is there any other option? Is there any other option than to melt the ice, right? You have the Gerbera Daisy here with the ice. And is there any other option than to just yeah, melt all of this. Just get rid of all that and just get back to being heart-centered. Like, how could we allow anything else to happen in the world but the loving thing? And that is the way you guys think and operate, and it washes over people. It makes people, I think it puts people to silence. It stuns them. It makes them feel like, well, shit. Like, it almost like it throws people back to childhood when they were in that pure-hearted space before bad things happened to them and they got cynical. You know what I mean? You take people to that place and make people think about, well, yeah, why haven't I gone out to help? Why don't I go and support, you know, the kids having what they need at school? Why don't I support, you know, why did I treat that young family so rudely? Why am I being, you know, caught up in this mob of political madness and, you know, talking shit online? You just make people think of things differently and remember kind of their truer heart and spirit and all of that kind of thing. And it's very, very important. And I think that, excuse me, y'all, I'm moving around back here. I think for a lot of people, you hold a very special place in their heart because you help them with such growth, even after you're out of contact with them. And that quote that people, they'll remember, or they'll forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And that's always said as like a cautionary thing. But for you, I feel like it happens in a very good way, where people might forget exactly the... All right, yeah, we got cut off for storage, but it's time to do your charms. Whoop! Yeah, right? She had a little surprising tip back on her seat, but we back. Okay, so charms. How do people, oh wait, no. What's the sweet tea on the people that chose number 2? That's what we're looking for, y'all. Aw, the sweet tea is y'all are some sweetie pies, okay? Here we go. Charms, charms, charms. Oh, you got a lot of beads. So we have the open heart charm there. The it's a heart, what's it called? It's literally a charm, like a mojo, that is open here in the potion bottle. We have the skull downwards. We have the Buddha on its side here. We have labradorite. We have the antler. We have a root chakra bead, the throat chakra, and actually 2 throat chakra beads. Okay, so I feel like people feel that you're very creative, that you speak from a place that is very real, and you do talk about real issues. So I don't think that you guys do spiritual bypassing or like, oh, I'm so nice and loving that it doesn't matter how you feel or what the real world is doing. No, I think the opposite, as I've spoken about. I think you guys talk about real topics. I think you do. I think that you can just be more so that you're out there doing the shit, you know, versus overly communicating about it if that's what it takes. And so people might not know all the time, and then when they find out everything that you do, they could be very stunned. I feel like you're somebody who will very much go out and do the tough thing or the gruesome thing. Some of you might be first responders. You might be someone who's like volunteer firefighter, like you just volunteer for things. You might volunteer, I'm seeing, at like the veterinarian office, and so you see things and help people in situations that others would be scared of, maybe where there could even be like blood or people in pain or people in hospice, or you know, there could be some nurses or caregivers in this group. You can just do things that other people wouldn't want to hear. You might do survival counseling or advocacy or something of that nature, domestic violence advocacy. So I think you guys just have a really good heart, and you've seen so many tough things. And it's not because, for a lot of you, it's not that you've been pampered and sheltered and you don't ever go out and care about the real world while you're, you know, having a good heart. It's not like that. It's despite that, and I think that's so beautiful. And so when you do bite into something, when you are fed up and when you are fierce, it's a thing to behold. It is a stunning thing to behold, because you can be the Zen monk of the crew, and people love that you will be so chill when they are in utter chaos. But when it's time to get down, oh man, you're like that person in the movies that was like so chill. What's that movie with Denzel Washington where he's like, I think it's Denzel Washington, where he's like, I don't touch guns, you know? And then when it finally, like, there's a reason, I think like the little girl gets kidnapped and he just goes ham, y'all. Then you find out why he got to be so zen, because he's too good at going bad, y'all. And you guys have some of that edge. Like, you have grit to you, you have truthfulness, you can be gully, okay? You can really handle things. And the sweet thing is that you only really go there in defense of others, or, you know, let's say that something happened at the school that wasn't good. Like, you would be like, nah, parents, let's go. Like, nobody's gonna hurt our babies. Pisces, and you would go and be protective of others, or you know, something like that. Or like you might be very shy and timid, but then you see an animal that's on the road that's hurt, and you're like, no, pull this car over, I'm running through the traffic, I'm gonna help that little baby deer. Like, you know, you have this ferociousness that comes out, like the grandmas who lift the semi off of the baby in you know, danger, or whatever that story, that legend. I'm sure it's happened at some point, y'all, whatever that legend is. And then me being a Pisces, I'm like, no, I don't even want to say a story about a kid being under a semi. But yeah, you guys have that to you, where you can just go to work and you can just make people feel safe. You can make people feel safe emotionally, but then surprisingly in emergency situations, you can really show up and hold it down for others. And your voice might be very calming, very soothing, or it's just kind of always the right thing at the right time, that needs to be heard, and it's very powerful and impactful. And what you do on your social media, how you speak, like people watch what you think on a subject. You could be the one who, again, who's very calm on something, and then they'll kind of wait to see what you say about the subject. And if you, like for instance, if you were to be like, no, that's unforgivable, they would be like, oh my gosh, because you're so compassionate. They'd be like, wow, they really crossed the line. Or if you were to be like, you know what, actually I could see their point of view, because I think that they've been grieving, and so it makes sense that they responded negatively to that situation, then people will be like, oh wow, you know what, you're right, like I didn't think about that, I should change my way of thinking about that and be more compassionate. So you just have a very powerful mind. You have a very powerful heart space for others. You could be supremely empathic, but not that like fake empath shit where you just sit and sulk about your own feelings and pretend you're all so woo-woo and enlightened. No, like you're a true empath. I would say that you can go out there and be active, you're caring, you're loving, you're genuine, when you send someone good energy, you're truly sending them good energy. You're not just doing it to not have to do anything else. Like just good vibes. So people see some really good, they get good healing from you. They see you as somebody who, they're just like glad you're on this planet, they're glad you're in the world. And I feel like other people aspire to be like you. They love that when it comes to love and good things, you're not self-conscious about it, or you'll power through it to do the right thing. And that's just something very beloved about you, I think. And I do feel like you're somebody who is very beloved by others, even if they're too proud or embarrassed or whatever to say so. You might get underneath the feels of people who are like, you know, normally I wouldn't say something like this, but you all right. Normally I'm not into those poetry, you know, hippie types, but you all right by me. So that's what I'm seeing for you, number 2. That's the sweet tea on you. I hope y'all like this reading. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 3 with the fairy, I think there's stalagmites, something like that, the fairy stones, the little fairy city here. This card just wants to jump out already. So we have El Juice Cleanse, we have the potluck style drawing over here. So let's see what else is the sweet tea on those who picked number 3. All right, wow, okay, y'all just got a whole grip of cards come out simultaneously. So we're gonna get into it. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. We have a juice cleanse, so some of you literally do be over there drinking something sweet. You could care a lot about your health. You might always have some kind of beverage with you, or always be like offering people something to nibble on, something to drink. We got the mouse here. My dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible. We have the whale. We have the 3 of hearts here. It says untouchable by cold. I don't know how to pronounce that. In this lifetime, you got 2 things, bad and good, and ain't nothing in between. So people do see you as being very black and white on what is good and what is bad, and not wanting to make excuses for anything that's negative. We have the Knight of Cups reverse here on the dolphin. We have Little Blade, which is the Page of Swords. We have the Magician reverse. We have Little Coin, the Page of Pentacles reverse. Sorry if y'all can hear that. Baby is up and doing her thing. Now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. We have Tiger energy. I don't know where we put all these cards. Oh, y'all can see it down there. Okay. We have Meadow. We have Spider. Shaman of Sorrows. 3 of Cups. So you got the 3 of Hearts and the 3 of Cups. We have the Ace of Coins reverse, Ace of Pentacles reverse. We have the 7 of Swords and food. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy because I was like, I feel a lot of things about food on here. All right, sorry, y'all. This is just doing the most. Oh, baby, I didn't know you were down there. She's under my foot, y'all. All right, here we go. I didn't edit out this part this time. Well, one, because I haven't put this part in, and sometimes people really like to watch it. And two, because since it was drawn from the potluck, I wanted y'all to be able to see drawing all the cards. Y'all got a lot. So you guys are very multifaceted, and I think people like your changeability. I'm getting a lot of Pisces, Sag, and Gemini in this one. Mutable signs. You could have Virgo too. People see you as kind of moody and all over the place. Like either it's like sweet and sour, or the Sour Patch Kids, right? First they're sour, then they're sweet, or they see you as sweet and salty, okay? They see you as somebody who is a little bit hard to pin down sometimes, and either you're like, when you're bad, then you're really, really bad, bad to the bone, and when you're good, you're really, really good. And they're just like, wow, that was so sweet, I can't believe it. A lot of you have a very youthful energy. It could even be a little bit childish or pranksterish at sometimes. You definitely could have that. You have trickster energy, some of you. Absolutely. You can't help but sometimes go for someone's little weak spot and just tease them. You might be the sibling who would poke the other ones, or, you know, joke around, play around, and you're like, it's just for a laugh. You might be like, anything for a laugh. Yep, I tripped again. Yep, I just dribbled stuff on my face. What are you gonna do? It's life. People see you as fun and as the life of the party. They never know what you're gonna say. They never know what the hell you're gonna do. They don't know what you're gonna get them into, okay? They don't know what it's gonna cost them, and they might be kind of worried. And I think people like that. You get people anxious and worried and stressed a little bit, but they like it. It's like when you watch, like, why do you watch horror movies, right? It's like that kind of vibe. People feel like, but they feel like you do care for them and you nurture them a lot. It's like that feeling of someone that you've been best friends with for a long time, and you go out and eat food, or your families cook together, and you show up at their house, and your parents are kind of like, oh, okay, here's trouble from down the street, but you're like a part of the family, and you eat and you just bring a fun dynamic. You guys have that kind of feeling, and that's why there's this card of integrating everything that you have gathered from around. I do feel like you're somebody who, you're friends with a lot of different people. You might travel or be all over the place all the time, and you've seen everything from, you know, things that are so beautiful in nature in the world that could break your heart, and things that are so sad that it could break your heart. You know, I feel like you're somebody who experiences the full emotion of life, the spectrum of it, even when it's messy, even when it makes you feel a little crazy, even when it's just too much. You guys are really open to all these different feelings and different things. And it's something that is very, oops, sorry, I'm gonna turn this down now. Sorry, trying to turn that down for you. And it's something that is, it's okay, baby. All right, so yes, you're just somebody who's been all over. You have so many different kinds of energies. You can seem as small and harmless as, you know, and inconspicuous, or you can take over the entire room, all the energy, and become the center of attention. I feel like a lot of you, you're very theatrical when you get going, and you could really like to be around a lot of people, and it's like you can like being around people as much as you avoid them sometimes too. You might be so much the life of the party that sometimes you gotta leave, because it's like, okay, that was so much energy. Like, you know, you walk in and you're like, hey, you know, get everyone going, get the food going, make sure everything's good, and then you gotta go and take a break from all these folks because you're like, I can't anymore, I'm exhausted. Very Sagittarian that way. You know, Sagittarians come in, they have so much energy, so much fun, so many stories, hilarious. All right, they just make the party, but then they gotta split. You'll be out like, where'd they go? They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go have a drink with so-and-so on the porch, and then they're gone, y'all. Next thing you hear, you see 4 hours later, they're in Arizona and y'all in California still. So some of you have that vibe. I feel like you guys change up what you're going to do and what you're about a lot, and give yourself a lot of new chances, new starts, and people like that. you're like, yeah, it's just like nothing can hold you down. If you want to go somewhere, you're going to get there. Car don't work, whatever happens. Some of you might have like hybrid cars or do alternative transportation of some sort. Like maybe you're into like biking or something, and people could really just think that's super cool. Some of you might even, I don't know, work on boats or like cruise ships or something. There can be something with your transportation, or just maybe you're always cruising around. You're always up for a drive, a night drive. Play 400 Lux by Lord. But people just love that feeling. I feel like you're known around the town, you're known to people, and people want to know you. Like if they know someone, if they know your cousin or something, they might hear a lot of funny stories about you. They might always just hear like, oh yeah, when me and my cousin were going to eat this, when me and my cousin were going to watch this, when me and my cousin, and they're like, dang, I need to meet your cousin already, because they sound so fun. Every time you do something fun, or just anytime life is happening to you, then your cousin's there, right? So I feel like you guys are in a lot of people's stories. I feel like you also get people revved up for things that they want to avoid, and you just, again, it's like you annoy them into doing it. So you might be like, no, it's time to do a cleanse, it's time to do, get healthy, it's time to get on track, like we're gonna go and work out. So it's like whatever newfangled notion you get, you're like, okay, we all gonna do it. Let's go. I'm doing this, everybody doing it now. And they're like, what? Are you kidding me? I just got off my diet. You're like, nope, I'm on it now. Come on, let's go. So let's look at the charms here and see information for number 3. What's the sweet tea on, y'all? Okay. We have the unknown rune with bloodstone. We have the ring. See, I swear, if there ain't some Sagittarians in this, I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm doing. We have the feathers here. We have one of the crystal prisms here. We have a sacral chakra bead, and we have the water protector bead on the tiger. So people see you as really protective. They might have that feeling like, don't make me go get my best friend. I'm gonna go get my best friend. You better be nice to me. I feel like your name might have a little clout, even if it's just because you're so fun, even if it's that you're not mean, people feel like, oh, you don't want to get on their bad side because you could mess them up socially, you know what I mean? So people, they feel like they have to give respect to you. And we have the feathers here backing that up. You've earned a certain amount of respect or notability in your circles. It could be anywhere from college to just your friends, your family, whatever. I feel like in weird ways you're very reliable. And I say weird ways because you might not be somebody who will settle down dating or relationship wise. For a lot of you, no. That hasn't been your MO. But when it comes to maybe showing up to your grandma's with groceries, going and helping pull the weeds at so-and-so's house, like certain things, like going working on cars with your uncle, there could be certain things that you're just very reliable, and you'll pay attention to those details, and you really will show care to your family. And people who don't know and they just see the social side of you might be surprised when you're like, no, well, I didn't answer my phone because I had things to take care of. Like, man, I had to go help the community garden. I do it every Tuesday. And they're like, really? So I feel like there's very unique ways that you show love and responsibility and commitment to those that you love. I think that you also could be a bit shyer when it comes to your sensual life, your sexual life, than people would expect, because they see you as such a fun, hot commodity. You're just, they always assume that you're dating a lot of people. Some of you are, but they might not know just how insecure or shy that you can be about those things. So when they find out and they see this underlying vulnerability, it's very charming to others, and they're like, oh, that's sweet, I thought you were out here just, the bachelor, the bachelorette, whoever, bachelor X. And here you go, being shy of a little old date with little old me, and they would just feel like that's so cute. I feel like a lot of you too, you're on your way to being successful financially, and others, admire that about you. They feel like you just keep chipping away no matter what happens, no matter the setbacks. Yes. No matter the setbacks, you keep going and going and going and going. I also feel like some of you come from very mixed backgrounds. So maybe you have like part of your family is from, Eastern Europe, the other part is from the island somewhere or something like that. And so people feel like you blend who you are and have ways of showing respect and, showing up for both sides of the family, or just kind of rocking your cultures. Maybe eating at your house is like some food fusion, a fusion truck all the time, because you just have a unique way of repping everybody that you are, or or the different styles. Maybe you're a good blend of like your parents' personality. Maybe they're polar opposites and you're just, you know, you're the one in the middle who just keeps everyone flowing. It's almost like if you weren't there in your social group or in your family, it wouldn't work right, because you're the blending, the fun, the life that kind of keeps everyone spinning and getting along, and can make it, you know, you could be the one person who could do the jokes on everybody and get away with it, you know what I mean, or get everyone to come to the table together when they wouldn't, and be respectful and things of that nature. So I feel like you're very vital. I do. I feel like you're a very vital person, and people wonder, like, it makes them sad to think, what would they do without you? Or when you're gone and there is a breach or something in a falling out, because I do feel like you're very passionate, you can be very hot tempered, and people like that about you. They're like, man, at least they feel like you're truthful, you know. And they, when there is a falling out, they really feel that. They feel that, and I think that they hope for when you will come back around, because people also see you as somebody who loves to be happy more than you like to be mad, and so they feel like eventually things will come back around and can be resolved with you. So that's what I'm seeing for you, number 3. That's a sweet tea on you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 4 with the wild card draw, I feel like yours might be spicy. Let's see, because I just felt spicy and went and recorded that intro. So, oh, let me get over here. So we're doing potluck style. For those that chose number 4, what is the sweet tea on them? Okay, what is the sweet tea on those that chose number 4? Okay, I need to get on in here. Get on in. Okay. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna get in there, and then we'll also pull some charms. Let's see what it is. We already got the death card here. We have the Fool reverse. We have Zombie reverse. Now that came up in a general read on one of our lives, y'all, those 2 cards, but they were upright. We have Dugong. Oh my gosh, all 3 of those did. And this bag is very mixed up, y'all. We have the Key reversed. We have Break Even by the Script. Death card, 8 of Swords. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Yes, the 7 of Pentacles. We have the World reverse. We have Choices reverse. The Fool reversed again, y'all see, so it wasn't just like, oh, that needed to be shuffled more. And we have the Knight of Pentacles reverse. All right, so what's the sweet tea on y'all? Okay, what do people like? What do people talk about? Now this might be so strange, but people like that you don't move on after a breakup. So maybe y'all, this could be the group that, even though it's supposed to be everyone, you guys try to make it about a love reading, and I guess it worked, because this is, people feel that they can keep you stuck on them. Okay, they feel like you won't move on to another choice, that you'll stay connected to them, you'll stay wanting them, you'll stay like letting, I don't know, you'll just, like, literally some of you might even let your appearance go. Like, you'll just be emo as hell. You'll be so dramatic, you can't move on, you can't work, you can't think. In this song Break Even by the Script, it says, when a heart breaks, no it don't break even. While I'm wide awake, she has no trouble sleeping. And it's just talking about I got time while you got freedom. The whole song is like the other person moved on, but y'all can't move on. Okay, the Key reversed, locked doors can now be open, but y'all are like, nope, you lock them back. So that's really what a lot of this is. The World reverse is about not moving on and having the ending. 7 of Pentacles still waiting. 8 of Swords still waiting. The Death card wanting to happen after the ending, but Knight of Pentacles saying nope, pump the brakes, not moving forward, not going to work on this. So that is the strangeness with this wild card energy. People might expect you to be more they might think that you are like so untouchable. You could be very Aquarian, Sagittarian, Aries, very Scorpio kind of energy, where people feel like, oh, you don't get stuck on nobody, you don't really care. Oh, thank you. Baby Magic's bringing me a hat to wear. Thank you. How's that look? She's like, she's looking at me like, that looks crazy. I got just a minute. I have to take my bun down. How does that look? Is this so exciting? I had to take my bun down, y'all. Yay! It looks wonderful. Would you like to wear it? Okay, so yeah, people might feel like they expect by your appearance and your toughness, like y'all have this raw tough. You could have like any of those signs as rising signs: Capricorn, Scorpio, Aries, Aquarius, Sagittarius, and people just expect you to have this, like, you know, bad boy who can't be touched, you know, can't be augmented or affected by love or anything kind of vibe. And then here you go and you get caught up in the feelings. You do. People feel like once they know you, bless you, my love, you will just get a hankering for them. You will love them forever. And I think it's any position. Like if you have a dog, like you're not even going to get another dog, some of you, or you're not going to get that same breed of dog were they to pass away, or anything like that. Like you might feel like no, that person is the one person who gets that role in my life. They're the one person who gets that title. I'm never going to use that title again because they're the only person who gets it. People feel like you can be so loyal that you know, you almost self-destruct, okay, were that relationship to end and it need to you need to move on. So some of y'all can have Taurus. Honestly, that's very Taurus. Or Cancer. Okay, you can just be like the one person who's like, no, we used to play in this sandlot when we were kids. Like I can't bear for it to change. I can't bear for it to. And so people just love that you just have this almost sometimes goofy, they think, nostalgia about little things that you don't want to let go of or you don't want to let change. But people do feel like you will turn down other choices and options in order to stay faithful and loyal to them. Even your boss could feel like that, like, oh yeah, like you're very talented, but you're not going to go take these other options, because they know that once you give your word, that's what it is. You give your heart, you give your plans, you give your future to it. I would say for this one, y'all could be too sweet in this way, and you want to make sure that the person's deserving of it, okay, and that nobody's taking advantage. I will say that for you guys, okay, because you could just be too loyal for your own good or a little too unmoving for your own good, okay. So we'll just put that in, a little sweet tooth, okay. You know, sometimes we drink the sweet tea and we just a little sweet in the tooth. So let's go ahead and get some charms for y'all and see what are the charms. What is the sweet tea on number 4? All right, so we have Moonstone, we have the Star, we have Holidays. Ooh, the Star with the Holidays. Some of you are New Year's babies. We have the Labradorite Tooth, a Dime. We have a Space Placer. Thank you. The mix of Fire and Water. Some of you have Fire and Water in your chart. We have the Zipper. Some of you are good Secret Keepers. Moonstone. This hat, does that look good? Thank you. Yes, Moonstone and Howlite and Carnelian. So yes, people feel okay. Some of you too, you're good at being like a side person, like a third party in situations, okay? Or you're good at keeping secrets if you're like somebody's favorite in the office, or if like you were the favorite sibling and you got to go do things. Some of y'all got some little secrets like that, like you were able to get people around your finger and get things your own way, but for some reason it kind of had to stay hidden. I feel like you guys find out people's secrets, you could really put them on blast, but you don't. And it's almost like for some of you, you don't tell and then you get rewarded later. It's like this very strange dynamic where like you might get a bonus or something later because you're the one who, like the one person the boss can actually show that they're stressed to, or you're the person who you know, the one sibling that wasn't difficult or something and that the parents kind of relied on. So there's something like that. I do see that you guys are really giving people like how you celebrate things. So maybe you might have one holiday that's all that you really celebrate, or you might just get very into the holidays, but people feel like, or maybe you have like a religion that the people around you don't have as much, so people just feel like, wow, that's really cool, you guys keep Shabbat every week or something like that. And that stands out to people, the way that you pay your respects or the way that you acknowledge life and celebrate things. Okay, yes, like I said, you have an interesting mix of fire and water. You guys are very dramatic, very theatrical when you do. She's making so you guys have the appearance card, and if you notice, all during your reading, baby is giving me hats and changing my appearance, and she's going and looking at herself in the mirror and making silly faces to herself, from serious to goofy and playful. And so I feel like people just think that your appearance makes a good impact on them. And with the wild card, you might always have something different. They're just like, what are you gonna do next? Like 1 minute, oh my gosh, there's y'all, there's dugongs actually on the TV right now, and you guys got that card. What? That's been happening. Movie divination, okay, legitimately has been happening lately. Shh. Okay, a little bit more quiet, baby. Thank you. Yeah, she's so excited about your reading. You're so excited about him? she's looking at your cards and cheering. That's fun. So yes, people like how you celebrate. They love how you surprise them with your look, your creativity, your style. Some of you just got some little quirk to you, some little hats, some little swagger, something about you just is different. You just rock it a little different. Maybe you're the one person in the office who could get away with having purple hair, or you know, doing whatever kind of style. You guys could have some Pisces in your chart. You could even be Libras who have other placements that make you be a bit more radical than people would expect. Okay, so yeah, you're almost like the best kept secret for others. All right, so yes, you guys are kind of like the best kept secret for others, or you're somebody who, it's like when you connect with someone, you make each relationship feel pretty special to them. And everyone feels like they have a secret side of you that they know, or that they're able to connect with. And that just makes them feel cool. Like, people feel cool if they have an in with you, if they've connected with you, or if they're linked to you in some way. People feel like that's pretty radical. You guys, of course, could be on the LGBTQIA spectrum. You could be non-binary, transgender, androgynous, something of that nature, as this card that you chose, the wild card, pertains to that as well. You could be someone who really has the energy of otherness around you compared to those you know, nearby. Maybe you're someone of a rare race or ethnicity or religion in your area. You could be someone who just carries that feeling like, are you an alien? Which is, you know, some people are like that, where you're like, I swear I met an alien today. You could have that otherworld starseed kind of vibe to you, where people are just like, yeah, pretty sure there was something about that person, not sure they were entirely human. And people like that about you, this otherworldliness around you. Okay, you're like, maybe they were, what is that, subterranean homesick alien, right? Hey, yes, oh my god, I love that song. Good song, listen to it. Radiohead. So you guys can have that kind of melancholic feel to you, where, I mean, some of you could be from a scene, like you could be punk or emo or something like that, goth, something that is really kind of a niche vibe, where that's the aesthetic. And some of you are just, you know, tortured artists, poets. You know, you just walk to your own little path of weird, your own way. And you might also get your own rules written for you. So people might be like in school, like, well, why do they get to do it differently? Why do they get to do different math problems, or this or this? And it could just be like, you guys learn different, you act different, you process things differently. And so once people realize that about you, they realize that you're not just trying to be difficult, that you just do have a different way of doing things. So you might be someone that the boss lets leave the office a lot and just call in on the Bluetooth or something, and you're running around exercising on your bike, you know, picking up coffee, doing all different kinds of things, or you work from home or something, and whereas everyone else has to commute in. So you could have different things like that about you, where at first people are like, well, why do they get to do this? And then they realize that it's just you, like it's authentic you. It's not just to be rebellious or this or this or that. Like, you really, I mean, some of y'all, you did put that on for a while, you know, you liked being a little different, but you do have a difference in your spirit as well. So it reminds me, I've told before, when I had to work in a corporate kind of job, it was a government job, and I ended up being in the executive office and working up there, and I just kind of got through there still being me, still being different, still, you know, talking about the things that I have concerns about in the world and trying to make things better from the inside, all that kind of thing. And I just pierced my nose. I have 3 piercings in my nose, like diagonal. I was gonna do 4, y'all, but I got 3, and I dyed my hair purple all at one time, because just boom, all of a sudden like that. And I you know, I'm Pisces, I have Aquarius placements, Scorpio placements, Aries placements, so I just come in with this full transformation, and I was expecting like shock. Like, part of me kind of wanted everyone to be like, oh, we knew you were different, like, get out, you're not allowed to work here anymore, anarchist. And instead they're just like, wow, that fits you. Was your hair always purple? And I was like, are you kidding me, people? And they're like, it's just you, like, you're just you doing you. You just seem like a creative, artsy, like you kind of person. Like, it just fits you. It doesn't even seem disturbing in the office to have. So I was literally going to City Hall, doing all these kind of errands and stuff, over here with my pierced nose, my purple curly hair, all out wild, and you know, being young, having gotten into that position, just being me somehow, right? And everyone, the people people would be mad, people who have been like corporate and like suffered and followed all the rules for decades and stuff. So you guys can have that energy where at first people might be a little upset, like, well, why do they get to do something different? Why do they get to be so different? Why is it allowed for them? But then they meet you and they're like, well, I can't even be mad about it because you are cool and you are genuine. You're just your own person. Like, that's just you. Like, and so that's really cool, I think. So that's what I'm seeing for y'all. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you that chose number 5 and Fierce Friends Creating Magic, let's go ahead and see what your sweet tea message is here. We have the potluck bag here. So we're just gonna go in and see what is a sweet tea on those that chose number 5, Fierce Friends Creating Magic. Okay, we have those ones. Okay. All right, and I think of like 1 or 2 more here. All right, and then we'll do some charms as well. You know, I was gonna do a starseed card on every option, and that hasn't happened, but on yours I'm reminded to do it again, which is funny because the last one had some starseed energy. But let's see. All right, so y'all got the 2 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Wands, the Executive of Pentacles. I'll fix it in a minute, y'all. 7 of Swords. If it sounds a little rough, it's because I'm leaning so I can do this. The 7 of Cups, that came up for another one. 7, or the Strength, so a lot of 7s. I love you too, baby. Thank you so much. Wow. Wow, thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. With kisses. Thank you so much. Thank you so. Oh, that's so many kisses and tongue clicks. Thank you. Oh, you want to come up here? So you guys could be very, very beloved and have people who are just gushing to tell you how much they love you and respect you. If you have children, I think... Oh, sorry, baby, covered it. If you have children, I feel like you guys are very beloved by your children, and and you just bring a lot of joy. I feel like you guys instill a lot of good yeah, to say it, you instill a lot of good positive messages in people for when they're on dire times and they'll need them. You really build people up in a way that when they're on hard times, you help them. Like, I feel like also, like, whether it's through tough love or through gentle love, even when you feel bad sometimes, like, did I do it in the correct way? That it comes out accurate for them. Some of you might be personal trainers of something of that nature. She just got a whole other reading for you over here. You did say that. Yeah, she really wants you guys to listen to what she said. She said, I said that. Yeah, that's right. Mwah, thank you, baby. Oh, those hugs and those loves are so important. We have time for those. We have time for those. And you guys could be like that. You could be someone who, even when it's difficult, you'll stop to like, maybe you'll stop and listen to somebody's words, or you'll stop and, like, you don't just, you might be the person who doesn't click off the video right away or things of that nature, or it's something you're working on. For some of you, you could have been the person who was always gone, bye, adios, see you, impatient. And I feel like for some of you, you're making a big effort to do that, like, not just rush out the house from the kids, but be like, oh yeah, it is important. Let me stop, you know, 5 times that it takes my toddler to come back and give me another hug, and acknowledge them and be in that moment. Let me go ahead and stop and listen. I'll put the rest of your cards in a moment, y'all. She's eating some noodles over my shoulder. You know, not just evade the moments of life. You're starting to live in life more, because ironically, if we're always running out the door to the next adventure, we're missing a whole bunch of life right here. And so I think you guys are learning that more and more, or you've already mastered that. And that's something that people really love. Look at all these doorways. We have the 5 of Cups. Those almost look like mermaid legs. We have 3 of Swords reversed, El Troll reversed. Oh, shout out. Some of y'all used to be some of the haters on the channel, and now you're like, you know what? Even though I could be grumpy about some things, the mic's a little fuzzy and the baby's talking, you're like, you know what? These are beautiful things. Let me stop in the moment. We have Move Forward reversed. Sorry, you falling. You have Oshun, sensuality coming out. I love it. Here you go. Mama help you. Yeah, ta-da. Yeah, so I feel a big change for you. If you guys have wanted encouragement and you've been afraid that people still see you the old kind of way, no, people are seeing that you're changing. People are seeing that, you know, some of you, like, let's be honest, some of you could have really rode roughshod over people. You could have smashed up people's relationships or hurt people. Some of you were dishonest in your friendships. Like, see, I'm seeing some pretty serious storylines. So some of you betrayed, you know, your friend and took their partner, things of that nature. Or, you know, you both betrayed them in that case, but things of that nature. And you're just like, man, I've made a lot of mistakes in the past, or, you know, I would just act in a way that wasn't good socially. And so now I feel like the more that you're honest about it, the more that you just join in and be active and transparent and try to instill, like, build up the good in yourself and turn down every opportunity to have a temper or to troll someone or to be rude or to backstab. Like, that's adding up, and people are seeing that you're not just running away from issues too, that you're stopping to deal with them. You know, you will be the person who will stop and acknowledge a person who's homeless instead of treating them like they're nobody and nothing, and like it's just, you know, acceptable to just walk on by. You'll be the person who, you know, might wait on the line to give a compliment to a customer service representative, things of that nature. And so you're just having a very blessed energy around you when you do that. It's like it gives your spirit a bit of a glow. It gives you a little bit more healing. Literally, it's like each time you do that, you heal wounds in yourself and you heal wounds in other people. So if you're still around someone that you know that there's been a lot of hurt and wounds, or you overcross boundaries, you know, so if you try to push a relationship on them or anything like that that's happened, it's like every time that you stop and choose to have compassion instead of anger or pushing what you want or anything like that, it's like you get closer and closer to going to new portals and new levels, right? Leveling up, increasing your energy field. It says, I surrender my desires. I didn't even look at that. Literally, right next to the strength card. I surrender my desires and know that the universe has my back. And moving forward is reversed because you're just waiting. You know you're already in where you're supposed to be, right? That moving forward isn't literally chasing the future, having to get in the car, take off, whatever, keep up with the Joneses. It's being in the now and actually healing in the now. And that is something that actually people are like, wow, maybe you're someone I can have the longevity with, or I can see having as a long-term friend. So I feel, and that's like, what does it say? Fierce friends creating magic. So for some of you, you know, a lot of your friendships didn't work. There was a lot of jealousy, or like wanting to push relationships or sexuality or sensuality on each other, all different kinds of things. And feeling like, well, if I can't get what I want from you, then never mind. Like, I'm not going to have you in my life. And I think that a lot of you are starting to see that, no, it's worth it to, you know, be friends with people or take them at different levels as they come, and people are seeing that about you too. So I feel like it goes both ways, but I am seeing the emphasis on you claiming responsibility and your healing journey. That's what people see as something so sweet and so beautiful about you, is that, again, when you come to those choices where you could do it wrong, where you could you know, have your temper tantrum or be messy with your energy or any of those kind of things, you're choosing again and again and getting better at making the choice to make the right decision, right? And to think about the collective, to think about each other, to think about the long-term ramifications of you losing your temper on someone. So Aries placements, Gemini placements, I'm seeing Libra placements, Aquarius placements. People are seeing more and more Sagittarius placements and some Scorpios. Yeah, they're seeing more and more that you're caring. You're taking the pause that's necessary to bite back your words, to reconsider if the other person's opinion is correct, to care about what's other people's boundaries and what they want for the relationship. And it makes you more attractive. It makes you so attractive to other people. And people are also liking when you don't try to force them to be attracted to you. Was that not the bite? She spit it out. So when they take a bite and they say, nope, that's not what I want. When you actually just let, you know, instead of being like, well, no, everyone thinks I'm sexy. Well, I want this relationship. I'm going to rewrite. I'm going to, you know, talk bad about you to everyone. No, let's not put that in the potluck. She's trying to put some actual food in the potluck. She said, ew. Okay, there you go. Yep. We're good. Go ahead. She's like, may I proceed with my eating? You know, and literally everything that happens in a reading has some meaning. So I think people, I'm sorry, y'all, if you can't hear me, this mic keeps getting caught up in my shirt. for shame. What is it doing? What's it doing? Okay, let's try that. Yeah, so yeah, so the more that you allow people to just have their boundaries and not have to be like, for some of you it's just attractive that you're not trying to force them to be in love with you anymore. You're not trying to force them to be like, well, I think that we should be sensually attracted and I'm going to interpret every move you do within that grounds, and if you try to reject me, then I'm going to bad talk you to everyone. I'm going to make this a big story and pretend we were together, like in my energy field, in our Akashic records, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, no, some of you are learning to pause and just let relationships be what they be and let the other person determine, have a say so in relationships. And that's just like, there we go. That's the sweetness they needed. That was the honey everyone was seeking, and it allows the relationship to grow. I'm seeing both together and apart. So whichever way, you know, the door is there, whichever way it's meant to be, but it's more authentic, and it's allowing authentic people to be drawn to you, and it's allowing you to have more authenticity for others and to become more of the person that you're growing into, if that makes sense. All right, so let's throw some crystals for you. All right. Whoop. Okay. Yes, so people are seeing you more and more as an open book in a lot of ways. We have the top of the cork there. We have you finding your Zen energy, finding your peace, and just being willing to do the tough work with the Uru's rune here. Again, we have this little sharp this sharp little tool of a charm here, which is very Aries to me. So some of you definitely have Aries, and you're learning to kind of put down your weapons. That's what it is. It's like those weapons of war of the, well, if I don't get what I want, I can poke you back. Okay, some of you have intense Mars placements, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Capricorn. Some of you have Mars on your moon. Some of you are learning the dark side of your moon, as they would say, or the shadow side of your moon, I should preference instead, with, yeah, you could have, it could just be any moon sign, honestly, but you could also be Gemini, Capricorn, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, any of the signs we've been saying here, Aquarius. And so this part of yourself that's unknown, you're starting to accept and find a way to find peace with it, and, you know, make peace and find the medicine within your shadows, as they say, and learn that sometimes the chaos is yourself. And through that, it's just, you know, Oshun is connected with honey. Now, she is picky about honey because there's, you know, there was a poisoning that happened, attempted poisoning. So when it's offered to her, it's always taste tested first. But so that's kind of how it is. People are aware now of the mixed bag that you have been, of the different sides to yourself that they are. I love you too, baby. But they're seeing you as lovable, as someone who does have sweetness, and as a relationship that is willing to give multiple chances and to grow with, and to find other things to savor, basically, throughout all your transformations. So that's what people are seeing. That's the sweet tea on you. I hope you like your reading. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 6 and the Hear That Witch Child option, here we go. We have the potluck bag here. So what is the sweet tea on those that chose Hear That Witch Child? All right, we're gonna go ahead and dig in here. Oh, are you falling? Wow, baby's falling over. You just have people falling over themselves out here for you guys. Okay, we have a shadow self, and I apologize if my mic's crinkly. It just is not satisfied anyway. It keeps getting tangled in things. Okay, we have the home, which is Vesta, Kali, which is endings and beginnings, Rhiannon, which is the mystery. Yes, good. We have 9 of Wands reverse, Ace of Swords, 3 of Hearts again. How did that even get on that side? Okay, we have 6 of Cups reverse, and initially that was upright, so I think it must be both ways, because when I first read it, and the spider. So it's very interesting because I did put the cards that have come up in other readings like to the side of the bag, and I've been drawing from the middle for with a little bit on the other side, and yet the mystery of the draw, we still got some cards that came up in other options. Okay. Yep, we did say all those things, didn't we? She's backing up at everything I say. I'll say. Okay. Say it. Mama say it. Wow, y'all. I say it. Did I say that, baby? So, for some of you, yes, I do see people who are parents and could even be single parents. You could also be somebody who has taken over your family. Like maybe you are the leader of your family at a very young age. You could have been somebody who kind of raised your siblings, or somebody who takes care of your parents. People see you as a nurturer, as somebody who, but it's like you can go hard for the family, okay? When people are like, someone hurt me, it doesn't matter if it's a boss, it doesn't matter if it's the law, it don't matter who it is. If someone messes with your family, with your kinfolk, the people around you, they're gonna find out today. All right. And you know what it reminds me of is Mrs. Weasley on Harry Potter, when she was like, not my daughter, you, and then she just obliterated Bellatrix Lestrange, that nobody was able to get. Like, you messed with my baby? Like, oh, little kitchen witch, little mama of all these babies, you know, who didn't like anything unseemly kind of thing, you know. No, she was pretty hardcore. She was in the Order of the Phoenix. But you know what I mean? She just, look, she snapped, y'all. Not my baby. So y'all can be very protective over children, over animals, over people who are vulnerable in any way, over people who have any type of disadvantage. You could be somebody who is out there protecting them. You could be somebody who is out here protecting, you know, the community in a lot of ways, making sure people are truly safe and that nobody's taking advantage. You do not like people who would take advantage of power situations. That wouldn't fly with you. You don't care who it is. They better be respectful. They better be treating everybody in a good way. You could be a witch, you know, somebody, they say that witches were born of our generation, the needs and the cries of our generation. We're here, like, real witching isn't just about, you know, it's about being in harmony and all this, and people have their different resonations, but real witches were called in when stuff needs to be handled, when, you know, universal forces need somebody to say, hey, karma, look what's going on over here. Hey, cosmic lessons, look at all this BS that's been able to go on. Like, it's not acceptable, right? She's waving her finger saying, say that, say that, say that. That's right, huh? So we're meant to do real work. We're meant to say, oh no, there's not going to be any abusers and predators in our neighborhoods. I don't think so, right? I don't think about it, right? I don't think that's gonna fly. And to bring harmony with the Three of Hearts. And so people see you as that kind of person. When it's time to really make sure that things are cleaned out, I also see you as somebody who others feel that they can go to for nurturing in times where they need a little tough love, but they need real, honest compassion. So for instance, when somebody is trying to get over an addiction, when someone's trying to leave an abusive relationship, when somebody is having, you know, they know that they're doing some things that are very wrong, but they're trying to change, people feel like they can come to you in that time, and that you'll be real with them, but that you'll also be compassionate and give them a chance to change. Like, you'll help them remember their tools. You'll help them. You might be like, you know what, you are being crappy too. Yeah, say that. You might be like, you know what, you are being crappy to your family right now, but I understand that you need to change. Here's some tools we could do. Let's talk about it. Let's get to the root of it, and let's see what needs to be done so that you can be the better person you want to be, right? So you're somebody who can end up counseling people a lot. You're somebody who you handle like slander and horrific things with grace, because Rhiannon, she got like, just her, there was like bad rumors about her and her child. She was away from her child for a long time, and you know, the people just like really went after her and stuff, and she ended up being proven right. But there was a lot of unknown about her, and she had to suffer a lot before there was resolution. So I feel like that with you guys, at the end of the day, you know that you will always win, and you are placed up in the eyes of your enemies against anybody who tries to spin a web around you with the spider here. And it's like, ever since you were young, you guys could be like Scorpio risings, Aries risings, Capricorn risings. You just have that energy where it's like there's a target on your back sometimes. And I love you too. Oh, I love you. And so it can be like, you just handle it with so much grace, with so much sugar, with so much sweetness, compared to what other people would do. Other people might, you know, just lose it, or just become a very horrible person in a lot of ways, like do the same thing back and become the bullying and the meanness that they've experienced. And I feel like with you, you always just try to find that home base, that part of you that can be nurturing, that part of you that can be loving, and to fortify yourself in positive ways, to use your fierceness, your anger, your frustration, and kind of that shadow side of the world that you see, to use it in positive ways, to be protective of others, to be informed about situations, right? Some of you might win. I love you, baby. I love you so much. Oh, I love you too. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Yes, I think you guys are very, very, very deeply loved. I think you're very, very deeply loved. And I feel like some of you have worked your way back to your children. You've worked your way back into your communities or your families. You went through hard core addictions and things of that nature. And I think it's just like you've done what it takes to heal yourself, to come back after very abusive situations, and to find your power and your magic and embrace your gifts. And just, you know, you're always searching for meaning. I think you try to listen to the heartbeat of the universe, the whisper of the ancestors. Like you're trying to reconnect and to use everything in you, whether it's seemly or whether it's something shunned by society, to become a better person. And I think at the end of the day, no matter how people have treated you, you're the kind of person that at the end of the day, I mean, you might do some protection work. What do you... There you go. She was like slowly falling. You might do some protection work or throw something back if someone is nasty. Like I said, you're not going to let, people that would be like evildoers, thrive around you. But at the end of the day, I feel like if your enemy was to crawl to you and need some glass of water while they're, something's happening, you would give it to them. You would be somebody who, there's a compassion in you. In a lot of ways, there's certain things that you don't come back from. Like I said, harming children and animals and stuff, you'd be done. But in a lot of ways, you understand because you've been there, you've seen a hard life, and that's why people come to you when it's time to change over. Let's get some crystals too. So people see all of this intensity and mystery and, ferocity as something very wonderful in you. Okay, we have the lucky rune, we have the open heart, we have aquamarine, urus, you have the open heart and the top of the cork for it. Okay, yes, so we also have amethyst, we have the aquamarine, we have an opalite heart, carnelian, and the naturally fallen antler here. So people they see you as being able to go out, protect, hunt, whatever you need to do to preserve those that you love and to preserve yourself. They see you as someone who will work like a farm animal, okay, farm hand, okay, poor farm animals, but okay, moving on. They see you as somebody who would be willing to work, just hardcore for the goals you have, for the world that you see, and just to better yourself and to change and transform. They can also see you as someone who's got some powerful work, okay? If you're a root worker or magical practitioner, absolutely. They could see you as someone who's good at affairs of the heart, because we have the heart bottle, we have things of magic, we have things, we have the opalite heart. I also heard that people think that you have strong sooth speak, so being like a soothsayer, look, a parcel tongue, I'm just playing. Yeah, say that. The baby magic, I kept saying your whole thing. They said that. So yes, what you say, you might speak things and you don't even know you're sitting there telling a prophecy or something, or that you're sitting there just confirming like a whole situation, revealing someone's butt, or giving a reading. You don't even know that you're doing it like that, but you are. So people see you as someone really connected to the ethers, strong third eye, strong crown chakra, very, very spiritual, able to be compassionate spiritually, or at least not judge in a lot of cases until it's something that needs some judgment to be applied to it. Okay. But yeah, people feel like you just have like a really magical heart. Like how do you still care? Like how do you still care after all you've seen, all you've been through, you know, everything that you've pulled yourself out of, at all the times you've transformed? And how do you still have so much heart to like welcome people into your home, to be compassionate, to be loving, to keep trying? You're like, I think with you guys, you will just keep trying. You will try and try. It don't matter what's going on. It's because to you, it's like alchemy. It's like magic. You're like, well, of course I got to learn. So I'm going to keep learning, practicing how to love, practicing how to open up, practice how to build a family, like whatever it is. When you start working on it, you just keep going. And it can be for things that nobody else, they feel like, no, that's solid, that's concrete wall, 130 feet solid, and then all of a sudden you get it to move. And it's your magic, it's your willpower, it's your ability to change and believe in that things can change. It's the way you walk in and out the matrix. It's all of that. It's this different type of swagger. It's this mystery that's around you. And you have the Buckeye. Where did it go? It rolled underneath one of the cards. Where did it go? Rolled somewhere, y'all. You have the Buckeye, which is luck. So people feel like, even though you okay? Woo. People feel like that Buckeye doesn't have a light dot in the center of it. So even though you have this mystery, this unknown about you, right? You still have this luck that's pulled from the deep ethers, from other places. A lot of you are not traditionally religious. So people might feel like, you know, where did you get this? How did this work for you? Like, you don't pray the way I pray, but you got this, and that, and the other. But people are starting to see the good in it. People are starting to see the good in your magics, in your spirituality. So if you're somebody who's been very persecuted by your family and friends, probably because you keep showing up for them, like they might, you know, it's like that for witches. Everybody has something to say until they need your help, right? Everybody has something to say till they need a tarot reading, until they need their astrology figured out, right? And so for you, it can be a lot like that. But I feel like just from childhood, from everything you've been through, it's just like you have the magic of like the spider. The spider can be in the most desolate, forgotten caves, and yet he can make his nest up in the king's throne room, right? The spider can be anywhere. So you guys have that power and that magic. You can recreate yourself anywhere. You can fit in anywhere you want to. And that's something that's very powerful. And you have the ability to do a song for them. Oh, she's giving y'all a little theme song. Yeah. Do. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Woo. Good job, sweetheart. Thank you.